Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of Fearless Tarot and Tarot in Love, Consulting the Cards in Matters of the Heart, both of which are available from Llewellyn Books online. And also, I have some signed copies available on my website, ElliotOracle.com. And with each signed copy, I pick a card and I'll write a special message for you. So if you're looking for the perfect gift, you might want to consider that. And again, those are available on my website, ElliotOracle.com. All right, and with that out of the way, let's go into the weekly Oracle reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals and asked you to use your intuition and ask yourself which animal calls to you, because that animal has your message. And the animals were the penguin, the tiger, and the platypus. So if you're just joining me now, ask yourself which animal's getting caught in your head. I know which animal I've picked, and then we're going to go into the message for each one. So the first card is Penguin, and this animal card says the period of darkness that you've been experiencing is now passing. And Penguin could be saying that you're coming out of a shadow time. It might have been a difficult period up until this point, and now things are starting to clear. Penguin could also indicate that this is a time to really rely on your loved ones, family groups, support, because penguins, they usually are found in large numbers. They have to do with reconnecting with the world. And so I just feel for Penguin, maybe this whole next week, it's just going to be a bit more of a whirlwind. There might be some more socializing going on. It's not a time to isolate as much. First card for Penguin, though, is where it's best to place your focus. And appropriately, we get the Nine of Cups. And this is a card of pleasure, enjoyment, enjoying your life. Life is a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death, as Rosalind Russell said. And on the Nine of Cups, you can see this figure who's seated in front of the table, set with 9 golden cups, all in a row, sort of like trophies. And he meticulously set those. So sometimes the Nine of Cups has to do with preparing your life for the future banquet. You might be getting things all in order. But also, aside from just thinking of some far off success that's going to come or is on the way, the Nine of Cups really does encourage you to enjoy this moment. So maybe this next week is really focusing on what you would enjoy, what you appreciate, what you love most in your life at this time. It might be a time to just savor that. Second card for Penguin is advice from their inner wisdom. And then we got the Lovers card. So again, that whole theme of connection can come up with the Lovers card. And the Lovers can absolutely mean romance or deepening an existing relationship. But it can also indicate other partnerships as well that are based on bringing harmony through compromise. And so I feel for Penguin this next week, there's just this enjoyable time coming. It might also be a time where you're just feeling like you're in the mood to connect again. You're in the mood to really share with others and to really just let yourself shine. And I just think harmony is going to come through connection for the Penguin. And the mythic archetype that's going to help you this next week is actually Gaia, the Mother Earth. She is the mother of the Olympian gods, or the grandmother, I should say. But what she is also is that archetype for savoring what you're grounded in right now. Gaia could indicate that this is a time to get grounded in all that's around you, all the abundance that you're enjoying. It might be a time to just wake up, rub your eyes, look around you, and notice all the things that maybe you once really wanted so terribly. Now you have those things. And that's not to say that there aren't things that can improve and that there aren't things that you can still work toward. But I feel for the Penguin, in order to come out of that shadow time, it's also time to affirm the things that are going well or good at this time. And finally, Gaia is just that nurturing archetype, much like the Empress in the tarot. So this could just be a time to nurture yourself and nourish your relationships. Next, we're going to go into the Tiger animal spirit, and this card says, you're being called upon to provide leadership, so trust that you're capable of doing so. And tiger is a majestic animal. It could be telling you to maintain your poise this next week. It might be a time to really be conscious of what your energy is announcing to others. How do you carry your body? What is your body language saying? It might also be a time when you're not afraid to step into your power and also be a leader. First card for Tiger is where it's best to place your focus. And we got the Chariot reversed. Now, sometimes when the chariot comes up reversed, it can indicate that it's time to get control again over something that feels like it's been slipping from your grasp. And the way to do that is to try something new. Upright or reverse, the charioteer is pulled by the two sphinxes, which are creatures of mystery from ancient Egypt. And what this can say is that the mystery is pulling you forward. You might not be able to explain why something's not turning out the way you expected or working out exactly as you had planned. And yet the chariot is telling you to cooperate with the mystery and to go in this new direction. Maybe if you're banging your head against a wall trying to get one part of your life to work at this time, the chariot reverse could say that there's something else that's calling to you, something else that might be neglected. And the thing that feels most unruly or out of control in your own life at this time is going to be overcome by courage. You need to be courageous this next week. You need to be brave, and you need to be like the tiger who really knows its power. Next, we got advice from your inner wisdom. And there we got that Eight of Swords, which can sometimes be a card for me of destructive passivity. The woman on the Eight of Swords is stuck in her head. Swords are thoughts. They're the element of air in the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, so they represent how we think about things. And just now, this woman's thwarted by her thoughts. She's feeling powerless by what's running through her head. Her posture isn't, embodying strength or power. She's kind of caved in and collapsed. And yet she can be free whenever she chooses. She can take those same thoughts that are keeping her tied in knots and use those swords to cut the ropes and be free. Eight of Swords is telling you that it's time to stop just going on an automatic thinking by just doing what you've always done in the past. It might also be a time to call out something that's felt out of control and instead take your power back. Command, take control of the thing in front of you and regain your poise. And the mythic archetype that is going to aid you this next week is Thanatos. He's the archetype of death. And he's saying something is ending. Something needs to be let go of right now. And if you cooperate with that ending, much like the death card, a great new rebirth can happen. But what needs to end is the thing that's causing the disempowerment for you. And so it's important that you're setting things straight. And then finally, we got the platypus animal spirit. And this card says, stop complaining and focus your attention on the blessings in your life. And it's so easy to complain. You know, I do it too. It's like the go to thing to do, where you're just so frustrated and so tired, and oh my God, all this stuff is happening. And sometimes you just have to stop and say, God, listen to myself. I'm healthy right now. My eyes work. My body works. I can, enjoy things. Why am I choosing to just focus on this negativity? So platypus could even be kind of a goofy animal. It can say that you might need to make fun of yourself a little bit at this time, especially if you're getting bent out of shape about useless stuff. First card for platypus is where it's best to place your focus. And the Six of Cups is calling you, which says that something from the past is going to be stepping back into the platypus's life. Something from the past that brought you joy, or something that you might have left on the roadside a ways back. It might be a time to circle back and reclaim that part of yourself. I also think that you might need to remember what makes you happy when we see the Six of Cups to combat whatever might be going through your head or whatever inner narrative is causing that disempowerment. The next card is advice from your inner wisdom, and we get the Six of Swords. So two sixes, how interesting. That's the number of balance, harmony. And Six of Swords is just saying it's time to surrender. It's time to leave the rough waters of the past behind, and it's time to sail toward the smooth waters. It might also be a time to reclaim the part of you that felt most in control and most soothed from the past and really bring that person back to the forefront right now. Six of Swords could also say that although things are changing, your inner wisdom is telling you there is change, there are also some things in your past that you've developed in yourself that are really going to help you with this next chapter. And then finally, we got the mythic archetype that's going to help you, and we got Hebe. She's the goddess of youth, but this card says play. And so Hebe could be inviting you to feel young again. It might be a time to remember what you were like when you were most empowered when you were younger, the best parts of you. Not everybody's empowered when they're younger, but sometimes there's parts of us that we do admire and that we can appreciate. And it might be a time to really re-embody those things right now. And also it might be just time to lighten up whenever Hebe appears. And that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can always schedule a one-on-one session with me at elliotoracle.com or buy a signed copy of Fearless Tarot or Tarot in Love. Otherwise, I hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you next time.